Well, hey guys, I'm Randy. I'm getting ready to smoke some brisket today. This one came from Destiny Ranch, about 8.5 pounds. It's just a brisket flat. Best beef in the world comes from the William and Karen down there in St. Louis, Oklahoma. They got some really good cows down there. They're really tasty. So why don't you join me today and let's smoke some brisket. Now that we're all gloved up, what we want to do with our brisket is trim off the fat. But with Destiny Ranch, their processor does a pretty good job taking care of that for you, so there's not a whole lot to take off of it. This one I see some silver skin we'll have to deal with, and one really, this hard stuff here won't render, so it doesn't hurt to get rid of some of that. This isn't going to hurt too much. We'll take some of that off, but not much. But we're going to trim that up and we'll go over some seasoning and be right back. Now, I'm a big fan of seasoning. It's got to be the right seasoning and it's got to be done the right way. Let me get rid of that. That's our fat. And anytime you're seasoning, you want to let the seasoning just cascade down on top of it. You see these things, they get a handful and clump it down. I think it makes it clumpy. I don't think it helps with the flavor, and if anything, you'll get a few places that are going to be kind of bitter because it's got more seasoning in those areas, or it just don't taste right. So when you take it and you let it just fall down like rain, pennies from heaven, the anointing falling down on it or something, I mean, that's kind of what you're wanting, something like that. Some things I didn't mention a while ago, you want to make sure that when you're doing a brisket, before it ever goes on that smoker, you definitely got to make sure it's completely thawed before you ever get started. If you miss that one thing, it'll make it tough as all get out. So make sure your meat's completely thawed. We'll season it up. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Get a little bit wet around here. You still got some dry here. And we'll season it maybe just a little bit more before we actually put it on, but let's go check out that smoker. All right, so we're going to be using the Louisiana Grill pellet smoker. Barbecue is the whole hog is what they call it. It's got 2 chambers. You got one side you can actually do 225 all day long. The other side you could grill steaks at 400 or pizzas at 500 until it's used quite a bit. Didn't want to open this side because we're trying to get it heated up. But once we get it back down, we heated it up to get everything just seasoned out, and then we're going to bring that temperature down to 225 and we'll be ready to put some meat in. You can see the seasoning's all set up there. It's ready to go. This is something I like to do in my pellet smoker. I'm going to take the pan that I've done all my seasoning in. I'm going to pour some apple cider vinegar down in here. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. That'll steam a little while it's cooking. I'm going to set that back on top of it. And there's a, fat side up. I don't think it really matters. I think it's a matter of how long you're leaving it in. You notice we didn't get seasoning in there a whole lot. That's because it's inside of a little pocket. You just clump it up in there and it wouldn't really cook. So that's why we didn't do that. But anyway, so here we are. This is what we got. We've got our fat side up. It's going to smoke, have a little bit of steam come off of this vinegar, help keep it moist. I'm going to go out and spritz it about every hour 15 minutes until we get an internal temperature of 155 degrees here in the thickest part of the meat. At 155, I'm going to remove the grate, turn the brisket over, set it down inside the pan, wrap it, put it back in, and we're going to bring it up to 195. All right, so we've reached our 225. Oh, hit 223 because open the lid. There she is. She's a beauty. It's going to be really good. It's been an hour 15 minutes or so. See, it starts to dry out a little bit. We're just going to spritz it a little bit. See, my vinegar is all evaporated down there. We're going to just spritz our brisket real good with vinegar. This is a little over half vinegar and water. It just helps keep it moist while it's cooking. That pulls that smoke ring in. Alright, there it is. We'll do this every hour 15 minutes. Alright, so we hit 195. We let it rest about 15 minutes. We got a really nice smoke ring there. I just did cut this part off so I could get it flat. I'll lay it down there like so, and let's see what we got. Still hot. Alright, here we go. Nice brisket. Pulled apart easy. Tender, juicy. Good little smoke ring on there. It's still extremely hot. Did I mention it's extremely hot? All right, Destiny Ranch brisket. Go get you one.